we're going to look at adding fractions. When we add fractions, it's important to remember that the denominators, meaning the numbers on the bottom, must match up. Because like we always say, you can't add apples to oranges, you must change that to fruit. So that's what we're doing here. So over the weekend, Eleni ate 1/4 box of cereal. Freddie ate 3/8 of the same box. How much did they eat in all? Well, our clue words are in all. That means add. So when we look, we have 1/4 and 3/8. We can't add these together because the denominators are not like denominators. So we need to figure out a common denominator between 4 and 8. Does the little number go into the big number? Is 4 going to 8? The answer is yes. So what we can do is we can multiply 4 by 2 to get 8. We have to do the same to the top. So now instead of 1/4, we have 2/8. And when we're figuring out our final answer, we can just count the amount of 8s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they together ate 5/8 of that box of cereal. Okay, now we're going to look at two problems here. Both of them will give you a better idea of what you're going to do without using manipulatives. Alright, so we have 1/2 plus 2/9. We need to figure out a common denominator. Well, in this case, since 2 is even and 9 is odd, we can go ahead and just multiply them together. So the 2 times 9 will give us 18. And that is going to give us our like denominator. Now we have to think, how do we go from 2 to 18? 2 times 9 is 18. So we must do that to the top. So if we multiply this by 9, we must multiply this by 9. 1 times 9 is 9. Okay, we're going to do the same over here. How do we go from 9 to 18? We multiply by 2. So if we multiply the denominator by 2, we must multiply the numerator by 2, which is 4. Very important here is we never add the denominators. They're like the label of something. Again, 3 oranges plus 2 oranges isn't 5 oranges. It's just 5 oranges. So we're going to keep the denominator the same. Now we can add 9 plus 4. 9 plus 4 is 13. And that's how you add 1/2 plus 2/9. Let's look at the next problem. 2/6 plus 2/8. Now, we did this one earlier, so we know that 6 and 8 have a common denominator of 24. If you didn't know that, you could use 48 here, but in the end, you'd have to reduce or simplify. This is going to help us have to do less simplifying in the end. So how do we go from 6 to 24? We multiply by 4, so whatever we do to the denominator, we must do to the numerator. 6 times 4 is 24, so 2 times 4 is 8. How do we go from 8 to 24? We multiply by 3. So 8 times 3 is 24. 2 times 3 is 6. Now, we can add. Remember, do not add the denominators. So we're going to drop down our 24 right away. Now we do 8 plus 6 is 14. Okay, since they are both even numbers, you can reduce this by dividing each of them by 2. So 14 divided by 2 is 7, and 24 divided by 2 is 12. So our final answer would be 7/12.